Welcome to The Faithful Citizen, an invitation to grace-filled dialogue in a world of deep divides. I've wrestled for a long time with whether to start this project, not because I lack conviction, but because I know how quickly conviction in today's world can be misunderstood. I am a Christian, and not just in name or by cultural inheritance, but one who earnestly desires to walk humbly, love deeply, and live faithfully in response to the grace extended to me through Christ. But if you've walked this road for any amount of time, you know how complex it can be. I've experienced deep comfort in the church, and I've also been deeply wounded by it. I've heard the gospel proclaimed with power and clarity, and I've seen it weaponized for power and control. I've found healing in fellowship and been met with silence in my deepest need. Like many of you, I've also journeyed alongside those outside the walls of faith. I've listened to people who are staunchly opposed to God, often because they encountered a version of Him filtered through cruelty or hypocrisy. I've spoken with others still searching, still asking the big questions of life, meaning, suffering, and hope. I've met people who carry more grace in their doubt than some carry in their doctrine. And politically, I've heard from those whose views seem entirely at odds with mine. I've sat with them, and I've listened, not always to change minds, but to understand hearts. I've also found kindred spirits who share my convictions but struggle to express them in a world of slogans and echo chambers. In all of this, I've learned that the most faithful citizens of the kingdom, those who long to follow Christ in real, lived ways, are not afraid of nuance. They're not afraid to wrestle. They don't shrink from complexity, and they don't pretend to have it all figured out. They seek truth, but they do so clothed in humility. They speak boldly, but they do so seasoned with grace. They love deeply, even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. They carry conviction, but not condemnation. They pursue clarity, but not certainty at the cost of compassion. That is the heart behind the faithful citizen. This space was born from a desire to wade into the deep waters, the issues that divide families, split churches, flood headlines, and fracture friendships, and to do so differently. Not with clickbait or outrage, not with self-righteous certainty or lukewarm detachment, but with faith, thoughtfulness, and love. We will engage with topics that make some squirm and others rejoice. Questions of politics and theology, power and privilege, suffering and sanctification, gender and justice, race and repentance, mental health and ministry. And through it all, we will seek to honor Christ not merely in what we say, but how we say it. I want this to be a place where hurting people can find comfort, grace, and hope as they heal. Those questioning can encounter honest engagement that points humbly to Christ. Those in opposition can expect gracious, respectful dialogue, not hostility or derision. Believers can be sharpened, stretched, and encouraged as we all learn to walk more faithfully. Here we hold fast to this: unity in the essentials, liberty in the non-essentials, and in all things, charity. We are not afraid to ask questions. We are not ashamed to say, "I don't know." We are not too proud to admit when we've gotten it wrong. And we trust that God is not fragile. He can handle our doubts, our mess, and our missteps. This is not a space for cynicism or dogmatic performance. It is not for weaponized faith or partisan allegiance. It is not for theological tribalism or intellectual elitism. It is for the faithful citizen, the one who lives in this world with eyes fixed on the next, the one who believes that the gospel speaks not just to eternity, but to our everyday, the one who is willing to follow Jesus through complexity with courage and compassion. If you're looking for a safe place to rage, this may not be for you. But if you're looking for a space to reflect, wrestle, grow, and be graciously challenged, welcome. We're just getting started. And I pray that together, as we walk through some difficult terrain, we would each be formed more deeply into the likeness of Christ, faithful in our convictions, generous in our love, and courageous in our witness. So here we are. Let's get into it.